Welcome to this Stridolence backup tutorial. You probably know that you can back up your website using phpMyAdmin, but that is kinda hard for most users. They'll show an easy way how you can back up your website using Drupal's Backup and Migrate module. Let's go to Site Building Modules, and there in the category Other there is a Backup and Migrate module. I have already enabled it, but in reality this module doesn't go with Drupal included, so you have to go to Drupal's module repository at Drupal.org, download and copy it to your site's all modules folder, and then enable it here. Once this module, Backup and Migrate, is enabled, you can go to Content Management, and there you have this section, Backup and Migrate. Once you navigate to Backup and Migrate, you see a set of options. In fact, you can jump to backup right away, using default database, download as your chosen method, and the default settings. Sometimes, if you have additional modules installed which change your database and module schema, you would prefer to change your settings a little bit. Let's go to Profiles. Let's go to Profiles and edit the default profile. In the default profile, we should choose some compression. It comes originally without any compression, which means that your SQL dump file will be compressed, and instead of dozens of megabytes, it can take even 10 times less. Then in the database options, there are two fields. One is which tables to exclude altogether. If you have some tables in your database which serve other purposes and are not part of Drupal, then you can exclude them here, which we don't do in this case because they are all related to Drupal in our case. And then there are certain areas of the database which you want to include tables but make them empty. Usually with phpMyAdmin you would go and truncate or empty those tables manually, but in this case we can just export empty tables. And what these are access log, these are all tables starting with cache. Cache tables can take lots and lots of space, but they are only prefetch information and Drupal doesn't need to back them up. So we save lots of space by excluding them. Then devel modules, search, all tables starting with search. We need them empty because Drupal stores again lots and lots of data in the search index, search total, search data set, the data which he has after having a site indexed, which you don't need also. Sessions stores the sessions of the users who logged into Drupal, and over time it can get huge because Drupal remembers that you logged in, and it will allow you to get in the next time you open your browser without having to type in your name and password until your session expires. But you don't need to save that data as well, so you exclude it. And then if you had your watchdog module enabled, then there would be your watchdog module as well, not in our case though. So once those tables are chosen, you can put mark log tables during backup, which means that when backup is performed, your tables will be locked. No writing operations will be performed in them, which is helpful in case if you have large websites with many users and you don't want for people to change data while you're doing this, which is good to prevent corruption. And now we save profile. Now that the profile is saved, we can simply go and do backup. We'll go to backup and have all default settings here, download default settings, and simply click backup now. And now you see that the file has been downloaded. It has been downloaded as an archive. You see that an archived file is 540 kilobytes. An unarchived file is 540 kilobytes. An archived version of it is only 89 kilobytes. So you can see the use of compression really here, why we chose to compress it. How do we restore it now? Here we go to a Restore tab and click it, and here it offers you to browse for a file. But before you do it, you need to understand that if you restore your data, all changes that have been made to the database, all comments, posts, or changes that you did since the last restoration point will be lost. You also need to make sure that your database is secure and not corrupt. One way of downloading it in a zip or GoZip archive is seeing if it actually opens, if it extracts correctly and opens. And this is why I opened this file, to see if it extracts and opens correctly. Now we're going to choose that file from the downloads section. We can choose even an archived file and go to Restore Now. Drupal runs restoration, and here you go. Drupal has been restored to your last backup. This includes only database. Code files and media files from the FTP server, from the server have to be restored manually.